Moving to Canada is really exciting, but finding that first decent paying job as a newcomer could be challenging, but it doesn't have to. With the right approach and a strategy, you should be able to find a job faster than you think. Hi everyone, if you're new here, I'm Hadi, an immigrant to Canada who went through lots of ups and downs before I can crack the code and build a successful career in the banking industry here in Canada. In today's video, we're gonna go through 2 chapters. In the first chapter, we'll go through the basics of landing a job as a newcomer. And in the second chapters, we're gonna go through the top 10 decent paying jobs for newcomers that are relatively easy to get into. Let's dive in. When it comes to finding a job here in Canada, the first and foremost thing that you need to focus on is your resume. You need to have a Canadian style resume. That means 1, maximum 2 page of resume with clear, concise bullet points. And number 2 is that then you would use that master resume and tailor it for each job description to make sure it's ATS friendly. A deep dive video here on how to write a strong resume. The next one is that you want to make sure that you're leveraging LinkedIn like a pro. That means that your LinkedIn profile should have a professional photo, strong headline, and again, it needs to have the right keywords so you are discoverable by the recruiters. The second part and the trick to LinkedIn is that you need to identify the recruiters, especially recruiters who are working in the companies that you are hoping eventually you can get a career in those companies, and then start commenting on their posts and engaging with their materials. Also, you can send them personalized and tailored messages to connect with them on LinkedIn. One of the common challenges that newcomers have is that how can I have a Canadian experience before even starting my first full-time job? And the easiest way to tackle that problem is to get volunteering experiences. You can go to your local library or community center and ask them where you can find the right volunteering opportunities for you. You also want to do freelancing if that's possible for you. So if you're working in tech, social marketing, things like that, you want to go to freelancing websites such as Fiverr and Upwork and make sure you build some sort of experience through them. The other thing is that you want to focus on your networking and build a network of people around you. You can go to Eventbrite and LinkedIn events and meetups to identify communities that are either close to your personal hobbies or they're close to your professional goals, and start building that network and get connected to opportunities that might not even be posted in LinkedIn and Indeed. I have a video specifically on different ways how to gain that Canadian experience before having your first full-time job. Another good way to build your portfolio and be ready for that first job is to upskill through either free or affordable ways of upskilling. That would be, again, going through your local library and community center, figuring out what training they have available. In certain provinces, there are specialized training available for free for newcomers that you can tap into. And affordable certifications and courses are also available in Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, as well as Google certificates. And these are usually reputable certifications that you can then leverage to get into the job that you're looking into. The next one is you want to make sure that you're doing the job search in the smart and right way. Most of people limit themselves to LinkedIn and Indeed, but there's so many other platforms that you can tap into when it comes to job search. Some of the jobs are not even posted online. So again, you need to identify where those posts are available and you can tap into them. I have 2 videos on how to do job search using Boolean search and also how to find jobs near you and tap into those local community type of jobs. Last but not least, when you finally get that interview, you want to make sure that you're ready for it and you're acing that interview. That means that you need to practice the Canadian style of interview, which is leveraging a STAR method, especially for behavioral questions. And then the next one is that you want to practice. There are some tools, AI tools out there. The one that I prefer, and it's not a live interview, but I think it's doing a pretty good job, it's the interview warm-up by Google. The last point when it comes to interview is that it doesn't matter how much you practice and you're ready for your interview. If you're stressed out and if you don't manage your nerves well, then you're not going to pass that interview. I have 2 videos here. One with the focus on the top mistakes to not make in an interview. And the second one is on how to calm your nerves before interview so you can get out of that interview successfully. Drum roll, the top 10 decent paying jobs right now in Canada. The first one is IT support technician role. With the salary start of around $55K, you need to have either IT diploma or CompTIA A+ certificate. I would say getting into this one is fairly easy. You need to get a certificate and you need to really focus on a smart job search to find those roles, especially around. The career growth path for this role is quite exciting. You can either move into cybersecurity and then continue that career growth path, or you can tap into more of an application development, DevOps type of role. Number 2 is software development roles. The starting salary for this one usually starts from around $70K. You would need a computer science degree or some sort of a repeatable coding bootcamp for this one. Entering this one is a bit medium because generally speaking, employers are looking for someone who has either years of experience back home or they have a Canadian experience. At the same time, it's easy to get freelancing type of job and then gain experience that way that you can then present to the employers. You can get into senior development roles, you can get into tech leads, you can get into solution architects who are really well paid in the country. The next one is cybersecurity analyst, which again, the entry point starts from around $70K. I'd say this one is medium because this is one of those jobs that the employers prefer to hire someone who has some sort of Canadian experience. The career growth path for this one is quite exciting. You can move into SOC lead, security engineer, or CISO roles. Next one is data analyst role, which starts with salary around $60K. This one is again medium. Not only you need to know SQL as well as some sort of visualization tool, especially Tableau or Power BI. But the challenging part of entering as data analyst is that you need to have a strong communication and you have to have business context. The career growth path for a data analyst is data scientist. You can move into BI management type of roles and analytics leadership roles as well. One of the roles that Canada is in a critical shortage of it is early childhood educators. The starting salary is around $45K. It's fairly easy to get into, but you would need EC diploma or license, and that could take between 1 to 2 years. When you enter this role, you can eventually move into supervisor roles, or you can move into director type of roles and policy advisor even. Another role with critical shortage of resources in Canada is PSW type of roles. So this one again is easy to tap into. The salary starts around 45 to 65. You would need to have a PSW certificate that you can get within 6 to 12 months. The career growth path for this one is that eventually you can move into registered nurse practitioner or team leads. Logistic coordinator is another one that starts with 55K salary. You would need to have some sort of logistics diploma. Entry to this one is medium. You need to have the right network to be able to tap into this one. It would take between 6 to 12 months to get all the required certificates or going through all those building network and interviewing. When you get this role, you can move into logistic managers and eventually to supply chain director. Mortgage advisor / insurance type of broker roles are another great opportunity for newcomers. And you can start this one more as a part-time. You need to get your certificates and licenses depending on which province you're practicing. This one I ranked as medium because you need to understand, especially your local community, also overall Canadian economy, but also you need to have a good network, know your community, build that network. So that's why it might take a little bit longer before you can actually successfully land this job. However, the future of this role is pretty rewarding. You can get into branch manager roles, financial advisor roles, and regional sales roles. Social media coordinator is another one that you can tap into with the starting salary of around 45K. You would need either some sort of marketing degree or at least a strong portfolio. It's fairly easy to get into this one. It takes usually between 6 to 12 months. And it's also easy to get freelancing type of job while you're building your portfolio and also your network to tap into more full-time type of roles. In future, you can get into digital marketer, content manager, or marketing directors working for different corporations. The last one is retail sales supervisor. Now, I know that not everyone can right away move into supervisory roles in retails. You need to have a strong retail experience back home, but it is one of those roles that they usually hire newcomers for it. The starting salary is usually around 50K. You would need to have some sort of diploma, but especially if you have the experience, that would help significantly. And the beauty of it is that you can start from a retail minimum job work and then move your way up to supervisory role, then to a store manager. That was a lot of information. That's why I put everything together in a table so you can compare them easily and decide which one fits your ambitions the most. There are good paying jobs out there waiting for you. You just need the right approach to get in. Drop in the comment, which of these top 10 you're targeting, and let me know if you're struggling with finding a job in Canada. I'd love to help you. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of the future videos. Your dream job is closer than what you think, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. Till next time.